of year when they want to harm us again. An India Today exclusive news break, the security threat around the country, the big focus on 5 Live. A desperate Pakistan is always looking to Indian New Year to try and score a big terror hit. And that's the reason why these last few days as we enter a new year are crucial for Indian agencies, intelligence agencies and our armed and security forces, because they are on maximum alert. They are throughout the year, but especially at this time, because this is a time when there are crowds, when people are in a festive mood and may let their guard down. That's the reason why we've got a big news break coming up right here on India Today on India's threat perception this new year. I'm Shiv Aroor. Thanks for tuning in. These are the headlines. Amidst rising boycott calls, film certification body censors Pathaan, says need to change some parts of the film, asserts our culture and faith is glorious, but we don't know if they were talking about Besharam Rang or other parts of the movie. Trouble mounts for Shizan Khan. Tunisha's friend makes sensational charges, says Shizan used to act in a fit of rage and also hit Tunisha. Police take Shizan to the suicide spot, recover a 10-inch long cloth from the set.
टाइम वो जब तुनिसा सवाल करते थे कि कौन लड़कियां हैं तुम्हारे फोन पे इतना सारी गंदी गंदी मैसेजेस, तब बहुत ज़्यादा वो गुस्सा हो जाता था और तुनिसा को मारपीट करना चालू करता था. वो सामान तोड़ना फोड़ना बहुत ज़्यादा.
Day after Congress alleged Rahul security was breached, CRPF writes to Home Minister Amit Shah, pins the blame on Rahul Gandhi, says multiple violations by Rahul during the Delhi leg of the Yatra. Amid soaring COVID cases in China, government makes RT-PCR test mandatory for flyers from China, Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, Singapore and Thailand from the 1st of January. This as the centre steps up COVID readiness. A dozen passengers inbound from China have tested positive at Bengaluru airport. Russia rains missiles on Ukraine in another wave of rocket attacks. Kyiv claims over 100 missiles incoming across the country. We've got a significant update in the Tunisha Sharma death investigation. A note, this is what sources are telling India Today's reporting team, a note has been recovered from Shizan Khan's makeup room. Remember, it was the toilet of the makeup room in which Tunisha was found hanging. A note has been found which has names of Tunisha and Shizan. The note says, he is lucky to have me as his co-star. Now, the details of what context this note was written in, who it was written to, what it was really about, is not something we are aware of right now, but is definitely part of the investigation. I'd like to exercise as much caution as possible as we report each detail that we bring to you on this unfolding story. Deepesh Tripathi is live with me from Mumbai. Deepesh, some kind of a note has been found in the makeup room of that set where Tunisha on the 24th of December was found hanging. What is the significance of this note?
Actually, police is trying to find out what actually happened on that day and what actually happened in those 15 minutes when Tunisha and Shizan were both having lunch. After that, Tunisha committed the suicide. So police just wanted to know that exactly what happened, and due to which a drastic step has been taken by Tunisha to end her life. And right now, as you can see behind me, we are here, and Tunisha family members, her statement is going on. Her mother, Vinita Sharma, her uncle and her auntie were present inside, and police is recording the statement. They just wanted to know that how was the relationship of Tunisha and Shizan after the breakup, and right now, just in a few minutes, they will coming out of this door right now. Shiv Aroor.
So, Deepesh, you're saying that the family of Tunisha, the mother, uncle, etc., they're recording their statement with the police right now. Is this their first statement?
Yes, they are recording their statement right now. This is Tunisha mother's second statement. The first statement also has been recorded of Tunisha's mother when she went to police station to lodge an FIR. But her statement of her uncle and auntie has been recording first time here right now.
What about, I want to ask you about that note which has been apparently recovered, Deepesh, because no suicide note has been recovered, so far. There is no information or any message from Tunisha before she, decided to die by suicide. What are your sources in the Mumbai police telling you about this note, which apparently says, he is lucky to have me as a co-star? What does that mean? What is the nature of this note?
Yes, this note precisely suggests that how much she knows Shehzan and how much they close. And right now, this is the big difficulty for Vasai police to investigate the case because they didn't find any suicide note from the spot, and that's why they are trying to record the statement of the Shehzan and trying to know exactly what happened on that day. But as police said in the court that Shehzan is continuously changing his statements. He has been given 4 to 5 different reasons of the breakup, due to which police is finding it difficult to probe this case.
Okay, they are going to continue to probe this case. Deepesh is standing outside the police station. Right behind him is where that statement by the mother of Tunisha, uncle and aunt, their statement is being recorded as we speak. So we're going to wait with Deepesh because they're going to be coming out in a very short while from now after recording that statement, and perhaps they will speak to the press. Are they going to interact with the media once they're out, Deepesh? Okay, it's a bit of a media scrum there. Lots of journalists there awaiting Tunisha's mother, uncle and aunt who are recording their statement with the police right now. They're expected to come out in just a few minutes and perhaps will have something to say to the press. Remember, Tunisha's mother has spoken once to India today. Her uncle has spoken extensively so far. So we'll keep you posted. We're waiting on the mother of Tunisha coming out in just a short moment from now, and we'll be live on those pictures. As soon as they emerge, we'll cut live straight to those pictures right here. The death mystery of Tunisha Sharma. Remember, she was cremated yesterday, but it continues to unravel. Her friends have claimed that the accused, Shizan Mohammad Khan, had physically abused her. Remember, I would like to be very careful when I say in our reporting that these are claims being made. There is absolutely no evidence to suggest any of this is true. That can only be established by an investigation by the police and then by the courts. But Shizan has been accused by some of the friends of Tunisha who've emerged now to speak to the press that he physically abused her after she confronted him over their relationship. He was apparently also dating others. Meanwhile, sources have informed India today that the accused Shizan is not cooperating with the probe and changing his answers under interrogation. Here's what we know so far.
Explosive twist in the Tunisha Sharma death probe. Late actor's friends make shocking claims. Actors Raya Labib and Priya Soni, who were Tunisha's friends, have said Shizan had beaten up Tunisha after she confronted him over his relationship with other women. They added Tunisha had come across Shizan's multiple relationships while going through his phone.
शेजान खान बहुत ज्यादा गुस्सा हो जाता था. समटाइम वो जब तुनिसा सवाल करते थे कि कौन लड़कियां है तुम्हारी फोन पे इतना सारी गंदी गंदी मैसेजेस, तब बहुत ज्यादा वो गुस्सा हो जाता था और तुनिसा को मारपीट करना चालू करता था. वो सामान तोड़ना फोड़ना, बहुत ज्यादा साइको वाली जो एग्रेसिव है, गुस्सा वाला सीन वो क्रिएट करता था.
जब भी वो लव के बारे में बात करती थी या अपने रिलेशनशिप्स के बारे में बात करती थी तो मुझे लगता था कि वो किसी पे ट्रस्ट नहीं करती हैं और वो हमेशा बोलती थी कि मेंस आर नॉट टू बी ट्रस्टेड.
Meanwhile, Union Minister Ramdas Athawale met Tunisha's mother Vanita Sharma and demanded death penalty for Shizan.
उनके माताजी से पूरी बात हमारी हुई, आधा घंटा तक मॉम के साथ बात करते रहे और उन्होंने मतलब बहुत बड़ा दुख जताया है और जो शिजान खान है उनको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिलनी चाहिए। मैंने भी आश्वासन दिया है कि पुलिस के माध्यम से, सरकार के माध्यम से हम आपके साथ हैं।
Earlier, Tunisha's uncle had revealed that his niece had started wearing hijab after meeting him.
तुनिशा के बिहेवियर में काफ़ी चेंजेस थे। उसने हिजाब पहनना शुरू किया था और ये सब कुछ बहुत सारी चीज़ें थी। मैं बाद में इसके बारे में अभी एक बार इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है तो आई डोंट वांट टू।
The cops who have said that Shizan is not cooperating with the probe took him to Tunisha's suicide spot at 2 a.m. on Monday night, where they recovered a 10-inch long cloth and a paper with names of Tunisha and Shizan with the text, "He is lucky to have me as a co-star." The cops also questioned Tunisha's mother, uncle and driver. Shizan's police custody ends on Friday. Can cops unravel the truth in Tunisha Sharma case soon? Bureau Report, India Today.
So the family of Tunisha Sharma is recording a statement with the Mumbai police at this point of time. They're going to be emerging from that police station in just a moment from now. Hopefully they will speak to the press once again. Remember, Tunisha's mother has spoken only once so far. And her uncle has spoken. He's been pretty much spokesperson for the family. He's the one who's been making all of the big allegations against Shizan as well. He's inside that police station as well, making his statement. So perhaps we'll hear from the family in just a few minutes from now. Tunisha Sharma, the entire probe continues to bring out shocking allegations, none of which have been proven just yet. While the police custody of the accused, Shizan, was extended yesterday till the 30th of December, which is tomorrow, sources tell India Today that Shizan has allegedly admitted to having other relationships or dating other people. Once again, this is source-based. This is what sources in the investigative team are telling journalists. Moreover, India Today has also accessed details of the FIR registered by Tunisha's mother against Shizan. Take a look at this report.
More revelations in the Tunisha Sharma death case. The actor's ex-boyfriend Shizan Khan has allegedly admitted having an affair with another woman. Police sources, during the interrogation on Wednesday, Shizan revealed he spoke to this girlfriend for over 1.5 hours on the day Tunisha died. Shizan had allegedly deleted his WhatsApp chats with that woman, but police have retrieved them from Shizan's phone. Shizan had lunch with Tunisha the same day he spoke to his female friend. Tunisha allegedly took her life just 15 minutes after her lunch with Shizan.
कुछ तो हुआ है उस 15 मिनट में। अगर वो सच्चा है या सही था तो उसको चैट डिलीट करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं थी।
लंच के बाद बताया जा रहा है कि दरवाजा पीट करके वो निकला था, ये बात सामने आ रही है।
देखिए वो मुझे नहीं पता क्योंकि पुलिस को कोई सीसीटीवी वहाँ पे मिला है या नहीं मिला है। पुलिस को इन्वेस्टिगेशन करनी होगी तभी पता चलेगा।
India Today has accessed details of the FIR filed by Tunisha's mother. In the FIR, Tunisha's mother alleges that Shizan visited her 3 to 4 times before his breakup with Tunisha. The mother says Tunisha informed her about the breakup around 15 days ago. According to her, Tunisha would cry and often get panic attacks ever since she broke up with Shizan. Her mother also spoke to Shizan's mother and complained about him. Tunisha's mother even met Shizan on the set on 23rd of December, the day before the alleged suicide, to convince him. She has alleged that Tunisha took her life because of her breakup with Shizan. Tunisha's family has also claimed that there were changes in her behavior ever since Shizan entered her life.
तुनिशा के बिहेवियर में काफ़ी चेंजेस थे। उसने हिजाब पहनना शुरू किया था और
तुनिशा को दबाव डाला जाता मुस्लिम पूरे जो व्यवहार है उसमें मतलब तरीके से पेश होने के लिए।
जी मुझे लगता है पुलिस को उस एंगल में भी जांच करनी चाहिए।
Shizan's police custody has been extended till 30th of December. While the police continues to grill Shizan, the mystery over Tunisha's death is yet to be resolved. Bureau Report, India Today.
And we've got breaking news coming in now. Remember, our spotlight focus has been on India's security situation with the New Year season. There's been a big terror alert and a warning ahead of the New Year weekend. A high alert has been sounded across India's border states. Punjab border areas are currently on high alert for drone incursions which have been on the rise, especially in the Amritsar area. A high state of vigil is on near the India-Pakistan border in Jammu as well as in Punjab, all along the line of control as well with POK. Things have been beefed up and India is on a state of high alert. Remember that terror warnings are routine at this time of year, but they are there for a reason, because it is during the festive season that Pakistan also attempts to score high-value terror attacks, something that can be spectacular, something that can involve mass casualties, because it's the festive season and India, it feels, might be letting its guard down when it is actually precisely the opposite. Remember, 4 terrorists were killed yesterday when they were on their way to Kashmir from Jammu. All 4 were Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists. So things are definitely on the move at this time of year. I want to go across to India Today's Kamaljeet Sandhu joining us live from Chandigarh on this story. Important terror alert coming in, Kamal. Detail it for us. Punjab border especially.
Well, there is a high alert, especially all along the 553 kilometers, which is the western border with Pakistan. The 7 border districts of Punjab are on high alert. Additional reinforcement has been sent. There are additional nakas as well as checkpoints. There is obviously a heightened sense of alert, especially at the international border where BSF is the first line of defense. Punjab police has put second line of nakas. That is some distance from the border. And then there is the village defense committees. Yes, there is specific information coming in that they could have been recce, which could have been done by the extremists, especially in the Dera Basi police station, which is not too far away from Chandigarh. Also, there have been 2 RPG attacks. So we've seen one in Sarhali, which has been cracked by Punjab police. The other one, which took place in May earlier this year, which is the Mohali Vigilance Punjab office attack, the intelligence office. So this is where the specifics, and we've been told whether it's the 2016 Air Force station attack or for that matter the Gurdaspur police station attack. This is where the timing was just around New Year's, and that is why Punjab police and the intelligence agencies are not leaving anything to chance. They have tied up with the BSF, which is obviously at the borders at the forefront.
Absolutely.
There's joint patrolling which is being done, all measures put in place, but they're leaving nothing to chance, especially because the newest threat is obviously the drones, which have been consistently sending in weapons as well as narcotics all along throughout the year. But we've seen in November and December there have been several, and then there have been 250 drone sightings. It could be actually much more, but these are the ones which have been counted down, and 22 drones have been down in the past 6 months. Home Minister Amit Shah shortly gave a statement on that, saying that BSF is doing a good job, but obviously much more needs to be done, and this is where a joint effort by both the BSF and Punjab police should pay dividends.
Okay, it's going to be a very, very important new year for all our security forces. Stay with me, Kamal. I just want to quickly tell our viewers about just the 6 attacks that have taken place in 13 months. There have been many more than 6 attacks, but I've just picked these 6 because it tells you about how active terrorist forces have been as far as the border areas are concerned. December 10th, that's this month itself, an RPG, rocket-propelled grenade was fired at a police station on the border in the Taran district of Punjab. May 9th, 2022, rocket-propelled grenade attack on the Punjab police headquarters. This was in Mohali, you remember that. March 9th this year, police station was attacked in the Roopnagar part of Punjab. November 21st last year, grenade attack near the army cantonment in Pathankot, which has already come under attack previously. November 11th last year, hand grenade attack in Pathankot. November 7th, 2021, grenade attack at Crime Investigation Agency office in Nawanshahr in Punjab. So there's been a steady steady activity as far as terrorist forces are concerned, Kamal, whether it is drones, whether it is rocket-propelled grenades, whether it is, sleeper cells trying to test India's defenses. There has been a steady sort of tempo of activity in Punjab in the last 1 year.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. This is actually just heads on. But what is important and significant is that the modus operandi has now involved the gangsters. And that is why this is more of a threat, because weapons are being sent. But besides that, it's also the drug money which is being sent. A lot of drugs are coming in, especially heroin, which has been coming in through the borders. And the gangsters are the one who are actually bringing in all these material, especially once they're dropped by the drones. And that is why they're reaching the hinterland. And the network is so wide and vast. And this is where the police has been telling us that, one person doesn't know the other person, so it's very difficult to join the dots. But clearly, once the drones are down, they are sent for to Delhi, to NTR, to the other agencies to identify and get the GPS location and obviously pinpoint. We all know that these drones are coming in from Pakistan. The RPG is being supplied from Pakistan. So this is where the real concern is. And this is not now limited just to Pakistan. We've seen how gangsters are really operating from Canada, from Europe. And this is where the agencies have been trying to crack down. The recent Sarhali case was something which was planned by Lakhwinder Singh Landa, who's based in Canada, but also his partner, who's Yadwinder Singh, who's based in Philippines. So if you see, it's actually going around the globe, and this is where trying to get all these people who are perpetrators of any sort of an attack to be brought back to India, brought back to justice. And this is also a network which is very hard to crack, because gangsters are often turning out to be terror operatives, and this is where the real challenge lies. And again, it's the consolidated action, whether it's by the NIA, by the BSF, by Punjab Police. So all, because remember, as far as Khalistani extremists is concerned, Pakistan ISI has been trying very hard to push in the extremist agenda back in Punjab, and this is what security agencies do not want to have, a second round of this kind of activity.
Kamal, thanks very much. We're going to keep a very close watch on that story, and obviously we wish all of our security forces a very, very peaceful, uneventful New Year, because they're going to be on high alert. They're not going to have the luxury of, taking, leave during New Year. They're going to be standing guard as they always do each and every year. So we salute each and every one of our men and women in uniform who will be standing guard to keep the country safe. Remember, in a big success to the armed forces recently, a potential terror attack was averted in Jammu and Kashmir with the neutralization of 4 terrorists from the Lashkar-e-Taiba in Jammu just this Wednesday. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a review meeting on the security and development of the Union territory as well on the back of what has happened. Sunil Ji Bhatt reports on what happened.
Images of this truck on fire on the Jammu-Srinagar highway may have prevented a major terror strike in Jammu and Kashmir ahead of Republic Day on 26th of January. Police were on a state of alert ahead of New Year's Eve and Republic Day. Several checkpoints or nakas had been set up along the highway to check for suspicious movement. Police noticed a truck moving suspiciously. Usually trucks for Srinagar leave Jammu in the afternoon, but this truck was spotted early in the morning. The truck was spotted at a checkpoint. The driver said that he wanted to ease himself and ran into the forest. And suddenly, terrorists inside the truck opened fire at the police party. The police immediately fired back. The truck caught fire and 4 terrorists were killed inside. The suspected Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists were carrying large amounts of arms and ammunition. 7 AK-47 rifles, 1 M4 assault rifle, 3 pistols, grenades and ammunition were recovered from the 4 slain terrorists.
4 आतंकी जो ट्रक में थे वो मारे गए। 8 बड़े हथियार बरामद हुए हैं, जिसमें 7 AK-47 और 1 M4 राइफल बरामद हुआ है। 3 पिस्टल्स बरामद हुए हैं और भी कुछ मैगजीन्स, एम्युनिशन और पाउच वगैरह भी बरामद हुआ है, जिसकी जांच चल रही है।
There was a high-level security review meeting in the Ministry of Home Affairs chaired by Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Apart from Director General of Jammu and Kashmir Police and the head of the Central Reserve Police Force, the bosses of the Intelligence Bureau and the RAW also attended the meeting to review internal security in Jammu and Kashmir.
Terrorists were hiding inside this truck, and to deceive the security forces, this truck was laden with sacks of straw. But there was a cavity inside and the terrorists were hiding there. Credit goes to the brave security personnel who were deployed here at the Sidra checkpoint, who noticed the suspicious movement of this truck, and as a result of this encounter broke out and 4 dreaded terrorists were successfully eliminated.
Intelligence agencies have warned Pakistan-backed terrorists will attempt to disrupt Kashmir's return to normalcy and dent investment in the Union territory.
There is some lacuna in the SOPs that the police is following at their checkpoints, which need to be revived and which need to be readjusted and which need to be scrutinized properly so that such things don't happen.
The summer of 2023 is likely to be a hot one to send out a message during India's G20 presidency that Kashmir remains a flashpoint. Security forces are on a state of high alert to ensure that Pakistan state-sponsored terror and the terror-enabling ecosystem is made ineffective. With Sunil G. Bhatt in Jammu, Bureau Report, India Today.
And coming up next, we've got a very special year-end episode of the award-winning show Battle Cry, where I look back at the big highlights of 2022 in the Indian weapons and military hardware space, and also tell you my top 5 picks for the coming year. Don't miss it. Big show coming up.
Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, he claims, is aimed at uniting the country against hate. While it is not known whether the Padyatra is achieving that objective, it certainly is not uniting the opposition. The Yatra that has covered more than 2,800 kilometers, passing through 10 states, will enter Uttar Pradesh on January 3rd. The Congress, now reduced to the margins in India's most populous state, doesn't seem to be making friends there. There are no takers for the party's invitation to join the Yatra. Rashtriya Lok Dal chief Jayant Chaudhary was the first from UP to say no. Akhilesh Yadav, who leads the Samajwadi Party, the principal opposition in UP, claims he is not invited.
भाई मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, आरक्षण बड़ा सवाल है। अरे भारत जोड़ो अपनी जगह है, आंदोलन हम उनके आह्वान से भावनात्मक हमारा जुड़ाव है जी जी, लेकिन हमें कोई इनविटेशन नहीं मिला है। अगर आपकी जेब में इनविटेशन हो तो हमें दिखा दो, अगर मिलता है तो फिर क्या कहें, तो आप जैसा मैं बोलूँगा नहीं। आपने ये बता दिया कि मायावती ने शुभकामनाएं भेजी हैं, दूसरा अखिलेश का भी मामला क्लियर नहीं है कि वो आएंगे कि नहीं। जयंत चौधरी का सुनने में आया कि
उनका भी नहीं, वो उनको बाहर जाना है, मुझे बताया गया है कि बाहर जाना है। हम तब भी उनसे निवेदन करेंगे कि अगर वो वापस समय से लौट सकते हैं या लौट जाएंगे तो वो अवश्य आएं, लेकिन ये बातें 1-2 दिन में सब तय हो जाएंगी।
Even bitter critics of the BJP, like Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress, are staying away.
রাহুল গান্ধী তৃণমূলকেও আহ্বান জানিয়েছিল, তৃণমূলের নেতাদের কাছেও আমাদের মাধ্যমে চিঠি পাঠানো হয়েছিল। তৃণমূলের নেতা মানে এখানকার নেতা না, যারা পার্লামেন্টে যারা এমপি আছে তাদের কাছে। তৃণমূলের যিনি ফ্লোর লিডার পার্লামেন্টে সুদীপ বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়, তার কাছেও রাহুল গান্ধীর পক্ষ থেকে আমন্ত্রণপত্র পাঠানো হয়েছিল। তারা মনে করেছেন যে যাওয়া উচিত নয়, তাই তারা যাননি। পশ্চিমবঙ্গে আমাদের পক্ষ থেকে কোনো আমন্ত্রণপত্র তৃণমূলের কাছে পাঠানো হয়নি, পাঠানো হবেও না।
What would be more disappointing for the Congress is the lukewarm response its own allies Tejasvi Yadav's RJD, Nitish Kumar's JDU, and even the CPM. None of them have committed to join the Yatra.
उत्तर प्रदेश में शामिल होगी जो निमंत्रण मिला है आपको?
हमें नहीं मिला।
Opposition unity holds the key to putting up a fight against Narendra Modi in 2024 elections. With no major party in the Hindi heartland ready to join hands with the Congress, the Bharat Jodo Yatra has failed to forge a united front against the BJP. Bureau Report, India Today.
Just days before her 21st birthday, Tunisha Sharma allegedly ended her life on the sets of the TV show Ali Baba Dastane-Kabul, plunging her family and fans into grief. No suicide note has been found so far. The police have arrested the actor's co-star and former boyfriend Shizan Khan for abetment of suicide. Shizan has allegedly confessed he was in a relationship with Tunisha but broke up due to age gap and religious differences. According to sources, Shizan has also said she was allegedly suicidal and he had saved her life in the past. Tunisha's family, however, differs. Her mother claims Shizan promised her daughter that he would marry her. She has further alleged that the actor used to mentally harass her daughter. Tunisha's mother says she once checked Shizan's phone and allegedly caught him cheating.
शिजान ने टुनीशा को धोखा दिया, उसके साथ पहले रिलेशनशिप बनाया, शादी का वादा करके फिर उसने टुनीशा से ब्रेकअप किया और उसका पहले किसी लड़की के साथ इन्वॉल्वमेंट थी, उसके बावजूद भी टुनीशा को उसने इन्वॉल्व रखा अपने साथ, 3-4 महीने उसको यूज़ किया.
The family is demanding a fair probe and justice for Tunisha.
She was in stress from so many days. वो बहुत दिनों से परेशान थी. हमें तो बॉडी सीधा मिली है हॉस्पिटल में. उससे पहले क्या हुआ, दोनों ने साथ में खाना खाया, दोनों हंस-हंस के बातें कर रहे थे. उसके बाद तुनिशा कब अपने मेकअप रूम में अकेली गई, फिर क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ कुछ नहीं पता. और उसके मेकअप रूम में वो क्या कर रही थी, अगर वो बोल रहा है कि ब्रेकअप हो गया था.
Tunisha's friends also confirmed her relationship with Shizan.
On the set, they were on the set they were very close to each other because obviously they were playing against each other. They were hero and heroine of the show, or they were both of them were young. Both of them are young, and this is not a new thing. कि जब दो young लोग आपस में काम कर रहे हैं और when they are opposite each other, they are the lead pair of the show. So this is not a new thing if they develop into a liking for each other or a relationship with each other. So they were very friendly with each other.
The untimely death of Tunisha has left the television industry shell-shocked.
So before I give you my big list of what I'm expecting to see in the Indian defense and weapons space in 2023, here's a look at what a super booming year 2022 was. Here's the top 5 greatest hits as far as I'm concerned.
It's been one booming year in the world of India's weapons and military equipment. As a brand new year arrives, Battlecry looks into the rearview mirror. Join us as we revisit the top 5 zingers this year. These images are still mesmerizing people across the country and the world. The ghostly plume of what's believed to be an Agni 5 ballistic missile launched on December 15th from India's east coast. The Agni 5 has been in service for years, but this test, in darkness, was the first in which India's longest range active nuclear delivery system was tested to its maximum operational range, in excess of 5,500 kilometers. This made it the longest range missile test in the country's prestigious and highly successful integrated guided weapons program. An effort that was accelerated by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. With this test, the Agni 5 has proven its capability. The test took place amid heightened border tensions between India and China, though it was planned many weeks in advance. Possibly as a direct result of the atmosphere, the government did not make a formal statement on the launch as it usually does. Therefore, all that lingers are these haunting images of the missile lifting into the air of India's east coast.
न सिर्फ भारतीय नौसेना बल्कि संपूर्ण भारतवर्ष के लिए विक्रांत इस
In September, the Indian Navy finally received and commissioned into service the country's first indigenous aircraft carrier, the magnificent new INS Vikrant. With design work beginning in 1999 and the ship's keel laid in 2009, it's taken over a decade of shipbuilding for India's most ambitious military vessel to become a reality. INS Vikrant, the second of her name in Indian naval service, puts India into a small and very exclusive club of nations, with the shipbuilding prowess to even attempt building something as complex as an aircraft carrier. The 45,000-ton floating airfield is designed to operate aircraft from the LCA Navy to the in-service MiG-29K jets. However, aviation trials will only take place in 2023. The Indian Navy is also in the process of identifying new generation deck-based fighters to operate off Vikrant's deck. Recently, the Indian Navy is reported to have indicated a preference for the French Rafale over the American F-18 Super Hornet, though the contest isn't complete yet. Speaking of Rafales, the last of the Indian Air Force's 36 Rafales on order was delivered in December, completing the 2016 order for 2 squadrons of the jet. The French government has amped up efforts to convince the Indian government to reorder. In October, the Indian government announced that the Tata Airbus joint venture facility to build C-295 transport aircraft for the Indian Air Force would come up in Vadodara in Gujarat. At least 40 C-295 turboprop aircraft will be built at the Indian factory starting 2024-25 and will first augment and then replace the Indian Air Force's AN-32 transport airplanes. 16 of the aircraft will be manufactured and delivered to India from the C-295's home facility in Spain. The Indian facility will become a global hub for the aircraft and is likely to trigger a wave of defence manufacture in Western India. The C-295 will perform a variety of missions, including troop and cargo transport, delivering weapons and systems, functioning as a flying hospital, perform surveillance missions and more. With certain modifications, C-295 airplanes can even perform anti-ship attack roles, though the Indian Air Force is not likely to look in that direction for now. A small but hugely significant development in the defence hardware space this year was HAL's indigenous light combat helicopter, or LCH, finally receiving its first order. The belated but very welcome milestone came after a pair of light combat helicopters spent nearly 2 years on a live operational deployment in Ladakh amid the standoff with China. The helicopters are armed with rockets, a chin-mounted gun and air-to-ground weaponry with anti-tank missiles as the next weapon fit on the horizon. The order for 15 helicopters barely stretches the surface of this helicopter's true worth. But for starters, the Indian Air Force will receive 10, while the Indian Army will receive 5. Hopefully, in the months and years ahead, both services will order and operate upwards of 100 helicopters each, depending on how things pan out. The LCH, a modified and weaponized derivative of the successful in-service Dhruv helicopter, will go a long way in cranking up indigenous content in the armed forces. And so good as a product, there's already been interest from foreign customers. The year is ending, but 2022 pretty much began with a bang, with India scoring the first ever export order of the Indo-Russian BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. The formidable weapon system is in service with all 3 Indian armed services. In land-launched, ship-launched and air-launched versions, but an export has always eluded the missile. Until the Philippines, one of several countries feeling the heat of an increasingly assertive China, turned to India for help with a weapon that has little or no defense against it. The Philippines has chosen the coastal battery version of the BrahMos, a system that detects hostile vessels out at sea and is capable of destroying vessels at ranges of up to 400 kilometers. Other countries interested in the BrahMos include Vietnam, UAE, Indonesia, South Africa, Argentina and Brazil. With such a resounding 2022 behind it, the armed forces will be hoping for an even bigger 2023.
Well, I've shown you the year gone by, and I can tell you that 2023, the year ahead, is looking even bigger in the world of Indian defense and weapons. Here's my top pick of what to expect.
Operations, die.
2023 is going to have big shoes to fill when it comes to the arena of India's military hardware and equipment. After a busy and bustling year, expectations will be super high for the coming year. While 2023 promises to spring a series of surprises in the field of self-reliance or Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense, we've identified 6 very significant items that will arrive in the coming year. first of the mark in 2023 will be the third squadron of India's S-400 air defense systems from Russia. Despite its ongoing conflict with Ukraine, the Russian government is working towards supplying the third batch to India between January and February 2023. The Indian inspection teams were in Russia recently, along with the Indian Air Force personnel who visited the production facility there. India's first two S-400 squadrons have already been operationalized in the northern and eastern sectors, respectively. Now both China and India have their respective S-400 air defense systems deployed along the line of actual control. Another very significant milestone in 2023 will be the production delivery of the very first made-in-India Kalashnikov AK-203 assault rifles from the new joint venture facility in Amethi, Uttar Pradesh. The weapons are part of a program to produce over 6 lakh rifles for the Indian Army's infantry regiments. Production machinery and kits have arrived at the Indian facility, with top Russian forces telling India today that manufacture will commence very shortly. Battle Cry has been the first TV program to visit Kalashnikov for a first-hand demonstration of the AK-203.
Now, what the Indian Army wants is for this particular weapon, a pretty worthy successor of the old AK-47 to become a standard assault rifle infantry weapon for the infantry units of the Indian Army. One of the special things about this weapon, we're told, is that it has a special capability barrel. It has retrospective compatibility with many of the systems, including the magazines and ammunition of the old AK-47s. Remember, India's Rashtriya Rifles units and infantry regiments are one of the largest users in the world of the Kalashnikov series of rifles.
A small but extremely important entrant into the Indian Army in 2023 will be the first indigenous light tanks under Project Zorawar by the Defence Research and Development Organization in collaboration with private sector giant L&T. The Defence Ministry recently cleared the procurement of 354 of these tanks, being built specifically in response to an Indian Army requirement in Ladakh during the ongoing standoff with China. The PLA's deployment of more agile light tanks like the ZTZ-4A in the Depsang and South Pangong sectors had triggered an urgent push at the Indian Army headquarters to look towards more lighter, more agile tanks than the workhorse T-90 Bhishma tanks that India has deployed at those heights. Unlike heavy main battle tanks, light tanks like Zorawar and Chinese counterparts are nimble, can climb higher, can perform better in rougher terrain, and are far easier to maintain, since they are purpose-built for high altitude and cold temperatures.
Target on bearing 066, range 35 km.
The year 2003 will also bring to end the enormously important Scorpene submarine building program, with the final 2 submarines to be commissioned into the Indian Navy. The 5th submarine, Vagir, delivered to the Indian Navy in December, will be commissioned in January, while the 6th and final submarine, named Vakshir, will be delivered and commissioned a few months later.
Target on bearing 066, range
while this is good news for the Indian Navy, given its steadily depleting submarine force levels, the enormously complex production line will grind to a halt. Since there are not further Scorpene submarines on order yet. The French developer of the Scorpene, a company called Naval Group, had been proposing that at least 2 additional Scorpene submarines be built at Mazgaon facility in Mumbai in the interim. While India takes a call on the larger and more complex project 75I, which is tentatively set to be a face-off between an improved version of the Scorpene and the Russian Amur 1650. But for the Scorpene submarine building program, the year 2023 is finally a milestone end to what has been a difficult and turbulent journey. The Indian Air Force will finally get a moment to exhale, with the first C-925 transport aircraft to be delivered around September 2023, as part of a deal for 56 of these aircraft signed by the Indian government. The first 16 are to be manufactured and supplied from an Airbus production facility in Spain, while the remaining 40 will be manufactured at a Tata Airbus joint venture facility in Vadodara. The actual delivery of an aircraft is of huge significance, given India's excruciatingly long-winded weapons procurement process. The journey towards the C-925 deal had been stalled for years, but took a major political push to see it through, given the Indian Air Force has been eager to induct new generation transport aircraft to feed its growing logistics requirements. By the time the first foreign-built C-295s arrive for the Indian Air Force, orders on the Indian joint venture facility could swell beyond 40 to accommodate requirements from the Indian Coast Guard and possible other agencies as well.
And up next at 6 p.m. Prime with Nabila, the big censorship cloud that's just descended over Pathan is the big story. That's next.
More revelations in the Tunisha Sharma death case. The actor's ex-boyfriend Shizan Khan has allegedly admitted having an affair with another woman. Police sources, during the interrogation on Wednesday, Shizan revealed he spoke to this girlfriend for over 1.5 hours on the day Tunisha died. Shizan had allegedly